to introduce my very good friend, Alberto Parada, who has been brave enough to come all the way to the Czech Republic to give a talk at this conference. And he's here in representation of, well, a lot of important partners. Yes. Alberto is a freelance biologist with many different projects, and today he's gonna talk about one that he's doing in collaboration with the La Rioja government in Spain, and it will be about the pollinators and their relationship with humans.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nando. All right, so yeah, let me share screen so I can start. Yes, perfect. So yeah, first of all, thank you, Nando, and thank you, Alca Wildlife, for bringing me here to Czech Republic in this adventure. So it's an honor for me to be part of this congress and this talks, because other projects that have been presented have been amazed. So I've been amazed with them. So I'm so very glad for being here. And yes, I'm going to talk to you about one of the projects. I think one of the coolest projects I'm involved in, which is organized by the government of La Rioja, which is a region in the northern Spain. And I am collaborating as part of the work team nowadays in it. So it will be about pollinators. But before I say anything, let me introduce what is the project. So Nando, could you turn now? Yeah, thank you. Okay, so we are working on a northern region in Spain, which is called La Rioja. You maybe know it because of the wines, of the famous wines, but not, I think we have good wines, but not as good as the ones that are here in the Czech Republic, or so maybe. And yeah, we are working on just a part of the region, which is inside a Man and Biosphere program of the UNESCO. So it's the great part of this map is here in the. You see the arrow? Okay, so is this is a region, and this gray part of the map, which is this one, is the southeastern part of the mountain ranges there in the region, which is about 120,000 hectares, which is a lot, at least proportionally with the size of the region. It's almost the fourth of the region, of the whole region. And it's called Biosphere Reserve, Valles de la Lama, Jubera, Cidacos, and Alhama, which is valleys of the Leza, Jubera, Cidacos, and Alhama rivers. Are the rivers that are right there. Yeah, so the project is working on there, as I say, because of this program, which is this Biosphere Reserve is inside the Man and Biosphere program, which is a program inside the UNESCO. It's worldwide, and the main aim of this program is, as you may know, is to establish. This is literally what they say. This is to establish a scientific basis to connect people with their environments or with their landscape. So I think the best way to explain it is with this meme. So it's about all of this project is about connecting people, because that region is a low density population region, and it's inside all the La Rioja. It's one of the lowest population parts. So yeah, we wanted to carry on a project not only for wildlife but also for people living in the place. So the main aim always will be to connect both places on both sides through the science. So this is the name of the project. It's called Objetivo Pollinators, which is like a play, a word play with objetivo, which means in English, in Spanish it has 2 meanings, more, but we want to play with 2 meanings. With one is the objective as a target, as our mission are pollinators in this project, and it also means the lens of a camera. So because they are on the lens of our camera or eyes, and this is the logo of this Biosphere Reserve. So we, as part of Man and Biosphere program, we want to continue this aim and connect people with their environments throughout science, and in this case, throughout the local fauna, at least pollinators. So we'll have, I think, the standard path in any conservation project, which is this has 3 mainstays, which are, first of all, research. We are going we are planning some mainstays of this project because it's in the very beginning of its development. So we are now in a stage of designing all the work. So then the government will check it out and decide whether it continues or not, or what to do or anything. So we are defining some mainstays, as I said. First of all is research. The other one we think it's important is outreach, because it has no sense just to work with fauna and forgetting people. So we want to show it, to show all the work, or to show all the research it's gonna be due to all the people locally, but then we always want to say it abroad the region, abroad the Spain, whatever. I'll talk about it later. And the last one is conservation. So we want to develop, or at least to design conservation actions, which are the main point in these lectures. So I said it was at the very beginning, so we're working on it just this year, so it's in the very first stages. So, but we have already done some I think some cool work. At least I consider it because I like it a lot. So first of all, we have done a study of the current status of the Asian hornet, because as you know, it's an invasive species in the southwestern part of Europe, and in Spain we have been a lot of problems with this invasive species, and from time to time in La Rioja, it's now actually it's been in the process of colonizing of the region, but because of the, let me show you the map, because of the weather of this part of the region, the colonization of this hornet is been a little bit slower than in other parts. So that's like, it's a first breath for us, but we have to be aware. So we are studying exactly where all the observations or the spots it's been spot. So other kind of activities that we've done is to connect or to speak local people about the project itself and also about pollinators as a big group of animals. So we've been done a couple of activities there in the region within the Biosphere Reserve, and they have been, I think, because considering the amount of people that have come, I think it was a success. It was great. People enjoyed a lot, and this is how we made it. We sell it as a great familiar activity. It's like, oh, we are going to build a back hotel, so bring your kids here and come with your family. We'll enjoy it. It will be great. So we'll be spending a great morning just for fun. Don't worry, it won't be some scientific boring stuff and so on. So people say, okay, oh great, oh such a nice thing, but no, sorry, but no. Since they were already there, we said, okay, it wasn't about the Max Hotel. This is about Pollinator. So let me talk you a little bit about this topic. So we talked about pollinators, about honeybees, about beehives, we made a lot of different outreach activities. So people were awareness about this, or they were concerned about the pollinators problem. But then I think it was such a good at least numbers reinforce this thing I've already said, because one of this is the success case. Okay, one of the activities where it was in a village, in a very low density village with 8 people neighborhood. So the total population of the village was 8 people. So we made the activity there, and we managed to bring them 80 people. So it's like we raised like 10 times the population of the village. So we consider it a great success. It's amazing. And they not only played or built the Max hotel, but they were told a lot of things and conservation messages about pollinators and local relationship, about people and wild fauna, not only wild fauna, but also livestock, and of course honeybees, for instance, as you know, are livestock. So then another action that we've taken is to jump into the modernity with social media. So one thing we can say, as this is my own experience as Alberto Parada, because I have outreach social medias, environmental education and conservation education, you can say. And I've throughout the years, I've checked the power of the social media as a conservation tool. And this is just one of the videos I have on YouTube, for instance, which is about awareness of snakes. And yeah, the numbers are like amazing. Compared with other gaming or music or so on, it, of course, are low, but at least, for instance, in this case, it's like more than 200,000 people have seen this, and a lot of lighting as well. So it's like a huge speaker. So with social media, I think it's a tool. It's not the finish line, but it's just another tool we can use, and we can implement it in a lot of projects. So considering this, we thought that it would be a great option to make social media for this project. So we created profiles in Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and so on. And yeah, so we can expand not only for local people, but also, let's say, abroad the region or abroad Spain or whatever, the whole project. So we create awareness about pollinators as the whole group, but also about this project we have. And one of the most time-consuming part of the project has been this one. So we've been designing the future actions to give them to the local government so they can choose whether do them or not. And we've been thinking about what kind of conservation actions we could carry on. So this is our proposal. So these are our points. We think they would work well, since the important relationship between pollinators and flowers. We think one of the most important actions we can, or the project can carry on, is to create or to build pollinators gardens, since they obviously with native plants and native flowers, and there are a lot of places where they can be built. For instance, we propose to speak with local companies like farming, for instance, because all the region is, or most part of the region is farmed. So there are fruits or vegetables or something like that. So there are not many, but some companies that run their business there. So they could spend a little percentage of their lands to build this kind of gardens, promoting local species, local plant species. Then we propose to speak with councils and city halls and all kinds of administration people, say, so they can make something like that as well, like companies, so they can spend part of the lands or part of the territory to build a pollinator garden. So we can raise the plant biodiversity. So it will be such a good thing for raising the pollinators biodiversity as well. And one of the main things as well, it's been told in past lectures, is to keep boundaries between croplands and so on alive. So we propose to keep those that are already alive and to make decisions or make actions in order to raise to increase the number of living ages. So we can as well plant native species of plants and flowers, so they can attract pollinators and increase the biodiversity of the place. And then one of the, I think an important thing as well is we propose to talk with farmers, with local people of course, but also with agrarian syndicates and so on, so they can magnify this kind of actions. So not only we don't only propose the project itself or people working on the project itself to carry on all of these actions, but also we want to magnify it. So we can, so we are proposing to make talks or lectures with this kind of people. At the end, one of the things that at the meantime we were designing all of these actions and so on, we thought about this problem, the problem of the exploitation of beekeeping, because since beekeeping is livestock work, it's bees are, or honeybees are cattle. I think we can better imagine it with big animals example. So we can imagine we can figure out the problem of overexploitation with, I don't know, cows or sheep. If a region is overexploited by big animals, you know what the problems on biodiversity are. And this also happens with small fauna and with small animals like bees being as well cattle. So we propose to develop a study of to quantify, first of all, because it hasn't been anything done since today, and we propose to carry on this kind of study. To first of all to take like an actual photo, and then to see or to consider it whether there must be taken some actions or not. Well, this is the main, I think, stakeholders of the project. I think the main state, of the project. Before I finish, I would like to say thank you again to Alca Wildlife for organizing this, and the government of La Rioja, who is organizing this project, and the Rioja Biosphere Reserve, which is the region in which the project is being developed. It would be great if you follow us in our social media, but they are in Spanish. But at least the photos are good, I think. So we are going to use them to share information about the project itself, but also to make some outreach about the pollinators as well. So thank you. This was all, and I think we can make some questions. Okay.
So Alberto, you spoke about some potential for exploitation of the, and you mean over exploitation of landscape by the beehives, human beehives, so the natural pollinators that come food.
Yes, because of competition, but the main point is that we don't know how is it actually. So we want to first of all take a photo. What is how is it today nowadays, and then consider whether it's been a problem or whether it could be just it's okay. There is no problem. But we think it's needed to make some research in that point.
Why did you consider also the effect of the problem?
Yes. Yeah.
What are the methods how to do?
We are working on that. We are working. Yes, as I said, it's at the very beginning of the project. So we first of all, the government asked us to make plan or a global plan, and then they have to decide. First of all, they have to decide whether they like it or not, or whether which part of the projects are okay for them and which not. So then, after they say yes or not, or this yes or this not, we or people working on it will develop the methods. Yeah.
So can you tell us a bit more how many you have there and how it works at all? Because we have some system in Czech Republic which is really, I mean, you should be usually a member of some clubs, so there is quite good overview how many beehives in the landscape are and where they are.
We don't have the numbers, the precise numbers yet, at least. That's one of the parts of that we would work on. But yeah, the region, especially the Biosphere Reserve, is rich on beehives. One of the main, I don't know if not the main one, but one of the most extended works in there is honey keeping, so beekeeping. Sorry. So yeah, it's so important that we think it should be made some research precisely on that.
So there is no some statistic or
yeah, they are there, but we haven't taken them precisely, at least at this moment of the project. But it should be one of the important pillars.
Do you know how is it beekeeping like the development in the region? For example, in Czech Republic, there are some less beekeepers, and then they want to push to engage young people.
Yeah, it's a thing like that. Yes. Let's see. So we can see. Yeah, it's as well the problem. Yeah, it's like I think all livestock farmers or livestock workers. Yeah. Yes.
I would like to ask you, when promoting the flowering gardens or meadows, do you somehow focus on the mixture of the seeds of the plants?
Yes.
I mean, from the point of view of the locality, because I come across a term like marginalization of the landscape. It means that everyone wants to have some meadows, but they don't care if this even Czech flower is native or local in the locations.
Yes, of course. It's so important that point. Yes. It won't. I think it will be suboptimal work because I don't know how precisely could it be, at least to run all the project. So our wish is that to be the more precise, even locally, with the selection of seeds, of course. But yeah, as I said, the aim, the global aim, is not is not that this work will be done by the teamwork, but we want to involve local people. So we want at the first stages that work will be, of course, done by the project, but that we think it's important to have those talks I talk about with local people, to involve them so they can be aware of which seeds are good or which seeds shouldn't be planted, like basic species or non-native species. So it would run throughout the time without the I think the most utopic scenario is that the project runs itself without our help as any conservation plan. So we are making emphasizing that point. At least when we talk with the government and we say, oh, you should do this way because it should be better, but we would do this way, but at least the decision is not on our hand. The last, at least. Yes.
I have just a comment. I mean, I know that the Czech Republic has some commercial seeds packages,
yes,
and for the blooming gardens, and they are really bad for the nature because there are quite some original.
Yeah, I think
flowers and so on.
it's a trade-off because pollinators are getting famous in society, let's say, globally. So that is like a trend, and when wildlife becomes a trend, it's like but I think it's not bad or good by definition, but it's like a trade-off. It's like, okay, people is getting awareness about this problem, so they want to do nice things like this one, like buying seeds to plant them for pollinators. But it's important that they know which seeds or which kind of actions are good or could be even worse if they carry them out. Yes. Huh? Yes.
I think maybe it's better way. It's probably longer and difficult, but to get to this flowering places, not like buying seeds and putting them there, but by good management, no? Because
yes, the management.
The seeds are
in the soil. Yes. Yeah. The seed plant is not the only action. Of course, it's one of them, but we propose to make actions to keep edges or borders between the local farms or whatever. But if they are well kept in a natural process, it will be recognized by native plants. So of course, yeah, it's a mixture of both actions. Yes. One more. Okay.
You try to go to farmers to tell them to do this nice meadows. Can you offer them something, or how you want to engage them to do it?
Yeah. I think the previous work should be not to tell them you have to plant this because it's good. Believe me, I know what I say, but to make some work, some previous work, just creating some awareness or preventing them, talking them about the benefits of pollinators. Since I think with this group or with this system of the group of animals, it's easier than other groups, since at least I think it's almost 75% of vegetables used by us, by the people for our food, almost 75, is pollinated by animals. So it's like, okay, you want to make more money, so keep bumblebees or keep reptiles that pollinate or so on. So but first stages should be in that direction. First, making them understand the importance of this group of animals and the relationship between plants and pollinators, and then on a second stage or whatever, to give them the tools and say, okay, these are the good actions to be carried out. But not, okay, plant this because it could be in the other direction. It could be because they could be defensive, because it's like you don't know more than me. I've been working here all my life. You come from the city. You don't tell me how I should work. So yes. Any other question? 2022. Okay, so thank you for all. Hope you enjoyed the